Hello everyone, this is Ivan, and today we're gonna talk about more useful commands in Git that you need to work comfortably. Those commands are all united about one thing. They are about undoing what you did. So those commands are git reset, git revert, and git restore. Ready? Let's go. To start with, we need to create a new branch. If you don't know how to do it, there'll be a link. Watch it. So let's do it. Okay, so we are on the new branch git called reset. So let's look at the git status and let's look at our file system. So we usually work with just a one file readme. So let's modify readme file. We just append the test, and if we look at the git status, we can see that the file has been modified. So if we add this file and make a commit, git status again, so it's staged, right? If we do the commit and say undo this commit, yep, and if we look at the log, you can see that we have a commit that we don't really want. It is only in our local branch. We're gonna talk about how to undo the remote commit later. Right now, we're just gonna undo the local commit. So let's do it. The command to do that is a git reset. So git reset has multiple options, and the important ones you need to remember are that you can do a soft reset, mixed reset, or a hard reset. So let's start with a soft reset and see what it does. So the syntax for that is git reset -- soft, and then you say that you want to reset your head one commit back. That's the syntax. So let's run this command and see what it does. Okay, and if I do the git log -2 again, you can see that this commit is gone. You see, it was here, and the second was fix the issue with readme formatting, and now this commit is gone, and this one is the first one. So let's look at the picture and see what happened here. You remember we draw this picture in our first video, so where we were telling that yes, there are arrows and you could undo the things. So what happened right now, we made a change in the file system, we staged it, we created a local commit, and then we moved it back into the staging area. How do I know that? Is if I do the git status, you can see that this file is green, which means it's sitting in the staging. So maybe you made a typo in the commit message and you was like, this is so inaccurate, I need to redo that. This is the command you can achieve it with. So the command is git reset -- soft. So what if you not only made a mistake in the commit, but you staged something that's not supposed to be staged? Let's actually redo this exercise, and okay, if we look at the git log, now we have these two commits. So what I'm gonna do the mixed reset, and I'll show you what it means. So the mixed reset will not only move me from this commit into the staging, but it also gonna revert the file from staged area into the just file system. So let's actually do that. Okay, and if we look at git status now, you can see the readme is now red, which means it's just in the file system. if we look at the git log -2, our undo me completely commit is also gone. So just a little recap. Soft did this, mixed did that. So now we're going into the interesting though. Now let's talk about the reset hard option. So as you could imagine, that reset hard not only just undoes a commit and undoes the staging, it also undoes the file changes. It completely wipes the file content. So if we look at our readme file, let's actually look into that. You can see that we have these changes in the file. So we have modified it. Let's add it. Let's make a commit. Okay, so what we have now is we have this commit, which we know that it has absolutely wrong changes, and we definitely 100% sure that we want to undo that. You need to be definitely sure because it is dangerous. You could lose some legit changes, right? So let's run the git reset command and see what it does. So the option is minus hard, and we're gonna move our head one commit back. Okay, so if we look at the git log -2 again, you can see that this commit is gone. It's not here anymore. If we look at the git status, we can see that there is nothing, which means that content of the readme file should be the previous one. And let's prove it. Yes, so it's back. That was git reset hard. We have talked about this little local box, right? And it's easy, but in real life, a lot of the time you will be pushing your commits almost right after you've created them. So question is, how do you undo something that has been pushed? And there are multiple ways of doing that, and some of them are dangerous and involve force push, and I wouldn't recommend doing that because it's so easy to accidentally screw up that don't worry about it. I would recommend to do a revert of the commit. So let's try to recreate the situation where we can run this command, and then we're going to talk more about why revert is more applicable. So let's add something into the readme file again. Let's look at it's actually there. Okay, so you can see that this line has been appended, and we're gonna say add readme, and we're gonna say let's just say revert me, and let's just push it. And let's just take that command and my password. Okay, so what just happened is we have created a commit and we pushed it. So now there is a branch in the origin that is actually a remote copy of our local branch. And let's say we realize that we have made a mistake. So if you look at the git log -2, you can see that this is origin branch, this is our local branch, right? And this is a commit we want to revert. So the command to do that, as you might have guessed, is git revert, and the syntax is you need to say which commit are you reverting. So if you know this is a bad commit, you just do git revert. It automatically creates you a revert message, and I'm happy with that. I'm just gonna exit. Okay, so what happened is, if you look at the git status, I'm ahead of by one commit. If you look at the git log, what happened is that Git automatically created a revert message, and the only thing I need to do is to push it. The nuance here is you usually want to use revert if you follow the strategy of squash committing. Then your extra commit doesn't mean anything, and your commit history gonna be clean if you do that. If you don't, maybe git revert is not the best option, but such is life. So another command I want to show you is how to unstage the files. And if you look at the picture, right, we have drawn how to undo the commits, but we haven't actually shown you how to do that. And let's just do it. We need to recreate the situation again, because let's echo B now to readme, and let's look at what's inside readme. Okay, so we have a B there, and let's add readme to the staging, and let's check that it's there. So right now readme is in staging area, and the command I want to do is git restore. So you say I want to restore stage file, which is readme. That is the syntax. And if you do that, and if you look at the git status, you can see that this have happened. It's now unstaged. Let's look at the git status again. You can see that we have a file which has been modified. You could use the git restore command to undo the changes in the file, right? So let's look at the content. So we know that we don't want bb in there, and you could just run git restore and then just say which file you want to restore. And if you say git status, and if you look at the content of the file, you can see that file has been restored. So that's it. It was pretty easy, and now you know enough to do the most basic things in Git, and not to be frustrated or panic. Go forth and do the great things. See you next week.